Buffer it. Here we go.
Hey, welcome. I got the wrong hand up. Wait a minute. I have to swear. There we go. I swear that we are on the Vinny Mac Show. And here is me, Vinny Mac, and Kay
Lazar.
Lazar.
Me again.
Him again.
I'm like a
I
bad
again.
coin.
Yes. It's always two heads up.
I keep turning up everywhere I go. It's this is I think the latest we ever did a show, so it doesn't matter when you watch this, but
Yep.
this is the latest we've ever done a show. So these are like my pajamas. I don't have my typical necktie on, but I did just throw this little thing on. So here we go.
Yeah, you look wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm just putting this nice shirt on here, somewhat nice, and I try to look spiffy, but I always do it for our audience. But thank you. But I have to tell everybody out there, we had to swear on an affidavit that we had to come on the Vinny Mac Show tonight. So because we are here and we won't go to jail. We swore on an affidavit. As a matter of fact, I don't know if it was Rudy Giuliani or it was Joe Biden who made us do an affidavit. It had to be one of those
One
two.
of the two opposite ends.
Yeah.
So I know that this is the I was keeping score at home. This is the first show from 2021.
Yes.
That you and I have done, and also the first show I've done since 2021.
2021. And I feel honored that you're on my show first.
Thank you.
Before you're on anybody else's show.
Yeah.
Which goes to show that possibly that the first guy always gets the bad bullets.
I know. So actually, you got my best stuff.
Yeah.
Because after tonight, I'm just going to go downhill from here because I have nothing else to say. 2021, this is the first show, and all the other shows, I don't know where I'm headed.
Yeah, we don't know where we're headed because a pandemic is still going on out there, and that was another reason why we had to sign an affidavit because we had to tell everybody that when we're here, we are being safe. So we're going to be safe according to the affidavit. But anyway, they're going to probably they're going to tell us to go to court anyway. So
we're in a safe house.
We're in a safe house.
but we're here. Yes. We're not all there.
That's right.
But we're here.
Not all there. Nope.
My dad's favorite joke.
Yeah.
But I got a haircut, and I got a haircut a few weeks ago. Nice. So now it's getting, the difference between a bad haircut and a good haircut is 2 weeks. So, you don't get that jarhead look like you get. That's why if you're getting married or you're going to meet somebody, a girlfriend, always get your hair cut if you can 2 weeks ahead. Don't get it the night before or the day or that day, because then you just you look like Porter Wagner or something. Flat top haircut.
No, that would be the mistake I would do. I'd be getting a haircut the night before. It's like, I want to look fresh.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's like, oh my goodness, no, something went wrong. It's like, I'm completely bald. Oh no.
You're a Navy man.
Yes.
Now tell me about the Navy haircuts.
Oh, the Navy haircuts. It's a zoom, and zoom, and you're all completely naked, face up.
I know. Well, I got my hair, it looks all right now, but like 2 weeks ago, it got really short. People ask me, "Are you joining the Navy?" So yeah, if they want me. I got the haircut. I'm halfway there.
Well, let me tell you, Kevin.
Yeah.
When I went to boot camp, we had a couple guys had some really long hair.
Oh yeah.
And they're in that barber's chair. Zoom! It all went off within 30 seconds. It was gone.
Yeah. It was like, from what I gather, these barbers in the military are almost like trying to set like a Guinness Book of World Record. Okay, let's see how many we can do in an hour now. Oh, the other guy did 50? I'll do 50. It's almost like a hot dog eating contest. How fast they can shave your head. Yeah.
Zoom. Zoom. That almost sounds like a motor car race. Zoom.
Are you ever on Zoom? The 2020 phenomenon?
Yes. With work. Oh, I hate Zoom.
With work?
Yeah, I hate Zoom. But there's a way to fix that.
Yeah.
I always turn my camera off.
So they just hear you.
Yeah, they just hear me.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to, you don't have to comb your hair.
Yeah, exactly. I be the guy who be sitting in my in like maybe a jacket, and I'm thinking, oh wait a minute, oh where's my uniform? Oh, someone.
Well, actually, you want to know something? So many people have been caught literally with their pants down.
Yes.
So the camera should be off. I mean, to keep them out of trouble.
That's right. That's right. But anyway, Zoom or Facebook or FaceTime. It's a new way, Kevin.
I lost my phone today, and then just I'm not kidding you. Just as Vinny Mac saw, I found it just a few minutes ago, just behind some boxes, and I had it in this jacket. Doesn't have interior pockets, so it's always like falling out. The keys are falling out and everything. But your phone is important, so yes. I couldn't find my phone all day today, and I had to go on the internet and do two. One with you and one with somebody else. Where you do a phone call on the internet, but you see each other.
Yeah, but I call it FaceTime.
It's called FaceTime. Yeah. And it was something we always dreaded when I was a kid. They said in the future the Jetsons and all these people are going to have picture phones where we're going to, and then everyone is going to have to look their best at all times. I come from radio, and I mean, people came with dirty T-shirts. DJs. They sounded really good and everything. Oh, and if you always saw them, they dressed like they were going to a rodeo or something. But then now, since they do everything on the internet, there's a podcasts that are video podcasts, which is basically what we do. Also, like I said, the phone. You're always being videotaped or photographed, so everyone has to look like a movie star.
I know.
Everyone has to go to the dentist to get cap teeth.
I feel sorry for poor people who have bad teeth.
Yes.
And they try to keep you straight. It's like, dentures.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you found your phone. The phone was by the boxes and the toilet paper.
And the toilet paper. I hate to say this, but we actually are, like a lot of people hoarding toilet paper. I think it's not that we bought all these paper towels and toilet paper and paper plates and everything like right when the pandemic started, in March. There was a rush on. So I'm not going to worry about too much. But if I saw it on there, I bought it thinking that maybe you can never buy too much toilet paper or paper towels. Sooner or later, time will go by and you'll have to use it. So we just had it all piled up. and like I said, I put my jacket. I had to do something else today, and I took this jacket off, and the phone fell out. And it fell out behind the paper. Yeah.
Well, I think the phone wanted to use the bathroom. I think that was the main thing.
You're supposed to remember there was a commercial about toilet paper where they whispered.
Yeah.
Remember there was a toilet paper commercial where people were writing notes on it.
Yes.
This was before Post-it notes. They were writing notes. I wonder what they were doing with their Post-it notes. But everything's straightened out now. So.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Sharman would be very happy today because either he would get you to stop squeezing the Charmin, or he would just sell it to you. It's like, I need to keep the job,
Mr.
Whipple.
Mr. Whipple, thank you. I guess Mr. Charmin invented it. I found him very charming when I met him. No, but Mr. Whipple.
Mr. Whipple, thank you for
was an actor named Dick Wilson. You probably see him on a lot of shows like Bewitched. He's always played a drunk.
Yeah.
He was he lived to be like in his 90s, and in his late 80s, he was still doing Mr. Whipple.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good job security. Evidently, you like it. There's a toilet paper commercial I remember. Well, actually, no, it's not. I remember it. It's actually still going on with bears.
Yes, the bears, the cartoon bears.
bears using toilet paper makes no sense to me. Well, do they blow their nose with it? The whole world is a bear's bathroom. They don't.
Yes, it is. That's right. I will take my business right here.
Yeah. Are you going to argue with a bear?
Nope.
Gosh.
No.
I don't think anything would ever scare me more than to be in the woods and see a bear.
Oh yeah.
Because you think of gorillas and tigers and stuff, but they're in countries not America. But a bear you can run into in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See, bears are scary,
Mm.
and I wouldn't want to run into a bear either. I would let another bear deal with another bear. If y'all want to have problems with bears and stuff like that, and if y'all want to have pooping contests between bears, y'all can go right on ahead.
The old joke about bears, though, where the two campers find bears, find the bear, and they start running away.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "You really think you could? You really think we could beat the bear?" He goes, "I don't have to beat the bear. I just have to beat you."
That's always the best joke. Yes, that is always the best joke. Now,
what's the scariest animal you ever saw?
Let's see.
In the wild.
Oh, in the wild.
Or anything, any encounter about like a snake or something.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest things I've seen was a cobra.
You actually ran into a cobra in Africa or something?
No, in the zoo.
Oh, in the zoo.
And I was like,
harassment.
Yeah. But no, really, one of the scariest animals I've ever seen, and this will really be shocking to a lot of people, is a poison darted frog.
Yeah.
And I seen them at the Baltimore Aquarium.
Yeah.
But those frogs, if they land on you,
yes,
you can
can't even carry them.
Can't even carry them. Can't even touch them. You can die within like minutes.
The certain natives like in Borneo and stuff, I think they use the poison in their darts.
They
do.
Their
blow darts.
Yeah, they do.
They figured out how to kill people with a dart. If the dart doesn't stab you in the heart or something, the poison will get you. And I've seen my fair share of snakes. Snakes, though, I think I have to admit, a lot of people, once they see snakes, they don't, they say, was it a poison snake or a non-poison? People usually don't stop to look.
No.
Let me check to see if it's a snake. They usually get me away from that snake. I've seen. Well, actually, I was actually the scary. Forget about bears, because bears, you basically have to be where the bears are.
Yes.
But I was driving in Goochland, just on what Patterson Avenue is, whatever that highway is.
Okay.
And I went into the country, and a bull was in the middle of the road.
What?
And I drove past the bull, and he was all by himself. I drove past the bull and went to the first convenience store. It was like a general store. I drove in and said, "Hey, down the street there's a bull just wandering around." And then as I said that, I see all these police cars going the other way on his way to do something about the bull. So then I was told, "Oh, that bull gets out of his pen all the time," and they just kind of just shush him back. But bulls are, you don't want to hang around a bull.
No, you don't want to hang around bulls. Trust me. On US 6, it's all bull. Wow.
Did you ever? I've actually met people that on vacations to Spain. They said, "Oh, I went to Pamplona." I said, "I understand in Pamplona they have a running with the bulls."
Yes.
And they said, "Yeah, I ran with the bulls." I said, "What? What type of nut does that?" I see it on television. You got guys that gored and everything. Yes. It's all men. It's all drunk men. Yes. You don't see any women. That make too much sense.
That's right. They do.
They have more sensible.
They got more sense. But yeah, I have never seen a cat. No, I've seen a captive bull, but not a live bull.
Yeah.
Never seen one out in the wild or anything.
Well, I mean, he got out of his pen, and they said bulls, you never want to cross a bull.
Right.
You never want to tease a bull, because a bull is you're like a bullfighter at that point, because they'll go after you. Yes. And a bull in a field is not unlike a pet, like the matador is. Yeah. You can't run away from a bull. He's going to just go around the other way if you move to the left or right and gore you. Yeah. It's the most dangerous sport in the world, I think, for the fatality rate of bullfighting. But I've seen snakes. But you know what? One animal really freaks me out more than any of them is, even if I see it on TV, a rat.
Oh yeah, rats are nasty.
I know. Mouse will make me wild, but in a house, like an apartment or something. But once I saw a rat in someone's apartment, and it actually scared me so much. I took a what do you call it? I took the pledge. I no more drinking, and it worked out. It worked out fine. Yeah. Is my world going this world going that far down? Yeah. But rats, I just saw a rat on a TV show. Yes, yes. Anytime you want to show like how terrible living conditions are, they always
They'll
show a rat scurrying in that apartment or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it convinces me.
Hey, that's New York City all the time, huh?
We have a friend who works in Washington.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
And she says she's seen rats in government buildings.
I believe
old
it.
buildings. Yeah.
Yeah.
The White House. So I think Barbara Bush, the first Bush's wife, found a rat, was scared by a rat in the swimming pool, in the White House swimming pool.
Yep.
And this is like the fanciest house in the world.
Yeah. Well, rats are government employees too, but you see them in 3 different buildings.
Oh,
I will not name those buildings, but
we're talking about toilet paper and bathroom stuff. But I once said about rats, I said, is there any purpose for rats or for snakes or anything? I mean, they just cause mayhem. And a sewer guy told me, so like Ed Norton from The Honeymoon, he told me, I mean, he worked like Ed Norton, and he's told me that rats are very important animals. I said, why? He says that in the sewer, all that sludge and sewage and everything, it would just stay like a pond or a lake. But the rats, and you depend on the rats in the sewer to move it like a river.
What?
And they kind of push it along and out to the sea or wherever it goes, the tributaries.
What the heck?
But I mean, it would just stay there, and sewage would just pile up and up and up and up. The whole point of sewers is to get the stuff out of there. Yeah, and not to let it stay. Yeah. So rats have a purpose.
So a rat's purpose is to move sludge and do nothing else.
I mean, you're not going to get puppies and kitty cats to do that, so you might as well get rats to do it. They're well suited for it.
Well, I remember when I was in North Dakota, and we had a
North Dakota. You think of North Dakota? Wow.
Yeah. That's during the
end
time.
of the world.
Yeah, it is the end of the world, but it's just nice and peaceful up there.
Yeah.
And that's when I was working up there. We had a rat problem in Williston. Now they said, the best way to get rid of rats is just bring over a cat.
Yes. Yes. The rats, we're in a pandemic right now. The last, the great pandemic of the Black Plague was all because of rats. I think the fleas, the germ, the virus was in the fleas who bit the rats.
Yes.
The rats are very hardy and animals. They're like camels. They don't even have to drink all that much. And they also have lots of offspring. I mean, they're almost super animals,
like bunny rabbits.
Yeah, if they were huge, you just imagine how dangerous rats would be. I mean, if they were like big as cars and stuff. And of course when they bit the rats infected everybody else in the Middle Ages. And let me tell you something. I think I mentioned this once before about the terrible pandemic we're in. They said that the coronavirus will always be with us.
Yeah.
We hopefully this
hopefully
vaccine and hopefully it might run its course and everything. I hope 2021 is the year that everything gets back to normal. Somewhere along the line. But the bubonic plague caused by in the late 1300s. They always say the Great Fire of London ended it, but the truth is it's still with us. And when you get bit by a rat or any sort of animal like that, they still, in 2021, give you a test to see if you have this disease from 700 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So if that could linger, so could almost all disease. Polio is still with us, but because of a vaccine, we have a preventive vaccine, so there are no new, hopefully no new people. We're always afraid some dictator like maybe when the day Saddam Hussein or something would release, because they have all those drugs on file in their laboratories ready to. They did that almost with anthrax.
Yes, anthrax almost became successful.
Yeah. I mean, people were worried in the year 2001, right after the World Trade Center fell, that I mean, people. I was working in a mailroom, and they taught us how to open it properly with gloves on the envelopes to make sure a white powder doesn't fall out or something. And there was like three of us that opened the mail, and then the office manager was leading the thing, and we were showing how to do. And everybody, all four of us knew, well, this is not going to happen to us. But if it does happen, we're all set for it. So there you go.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, going back to Mr. Good old Whipple, I can't believe that guy had a job doing that. And then what was the other show he was on?
Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Well, he was a guest star. He never was a regular.
That's true. Yeah. And he did that for over
Dick Wilson,
30 years or so, right? That kind of reminds me of the Maytag Man, who is
Jesse White.
Jesse White.
Yeah, he was good.
Oh yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, I mean, he was funny if you saw him on any other shows like the Twilight Zone or sitcoms. He was always pretty funny. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, there we go. We almost went offline. As a matter of fact, what happened?
There's a pop-up came up.
There's a pop-up came up. So it was the affidavits that they said, you better do your job or else we're going to take you off the air.
Good. Yeah. We'll go on another Facebook page.
That's right.
How many people are on Facebook? Like 3 billion or something?
At least 3 billion.
One down to 3 billion more to go.
Yeah, but I think the name we played on WKRP Cincinnati.
That was Gordon Jump, and he replaced Jesse White. Was actually up in years when he played the Maytag repair and had a very successful run at it. And then I think as he got really old, he retired, and then because they wanted a younger guy, Gordon Jump. But Gordon Jump wasn't all that much younger than him. He was from Virginia, that guy. And then he was great, Mr. Carlson. And I think that show had just been canceled, I think, WKRP. So he was free to do that. And everyone knew him as Mr. Carlson, so everyone was happy to see him. Oh, look, he's back again. Working again. So.
Gordon Jump, you're back.
Gordon Jump. He was great.
I did not know he was from Virginia.
Yeah. I think he's from Virginia or lived in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of times you see people and you think they're from a place, but they're from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But they moved here when they were young, so they are old. They really are. I mean, for example, we have two senators in Virginia, Warner and Kane, and they're both from somewhere else.
Yeah.
We had John Warner, who was Mr. Elizabeth Taylor's husband, who was a senator. He was from Arizona, I think.
Yeah.
But a lot of people come here and they become senator, and and a lot of people move to New York or the big or California or Las Vegas or somewhere, and then they stay.
Well, actually, I take that back. Now people want to leave California. I already know 3 people who want to get out of California and they want to come here.
All the earthquakes.
And the high taxes out there. They said so many things about the shutdown. But
the rents are high.
Oh yeah, rent is so high. There's so many people leaving San Francisco now. San Francisco's revenue is down 45%, and that's really bad. But hey, that's them.
You been to San Francisco?
I have.
Yeah,
I have. I like San Francisco. It's just that San Francisco's weather is really weird.
Yeah.
It's foggy, and then it gets cold, and then it's like, okay, it doesn't stop.
Yeah. When the New York Giants baseball team in 1958 moved to San Francisco, it was they said it sounded like a great idea at the time, and then years later they said the ownership was the same ownership when they moved to San Francisco couldn't believe how cold and windy it is in the summertime.
Yes.
And the famous joke by Mark Twain said that the coldest winter he ever spent was a summer in San Francisco.
I just don't get it.
Candlestick Park. It's right. Actually, everything in San Francisco is close to the water, and the water is it's Northern California, so everything is windy and you're on your way as you move up and the Sacramento and then to Oregon and Washington and Vancouver. Yes. It just gets colder and windier and rainier. Yes. So you just imagine, how that goes. Yeah.
See, that's going to be one of my next spots to go to Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see Vancouver. It's really nice out there.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I didn't spend a lot of time there. I only spent a day there. But you could go there from Seattle.
Yeah.
So like a day trip. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be next on the list when this stuff is over, completely over.
The only problem is I hate to telegraph where I'm going to people
Mhm.
because, like, for example, if you tell someone you're going to Seattle, they will say, well, you should go to Vancouver. So, yeah, I plan to go to Vancouver. No, no, you should just skip Seattle and go to Vancouver. And I said, but I
Oh,
want to go to Seattle. I want to see the Boeing plant and the Starbucks,
yeah.
the first Starbucks and the Microsoft and the Seattle Seahawks and everybody. And then people will say, "Oh, you probably heard this before. Being a Navy man, San Diego. I'm going to San
Yes,
Diego, and the
yes.
San Diego is a very nice place."
Nice
And then they
place.
say, "You're going to go to a Tijuana?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go to Tijuana. I'll
Uh-huh.
spend the day there." And they said, "No, no, no, no. Forget San Diego. Spend all your time in Tijuana." I said, "What? You're drinking cheap beer, buying lots of medicines off the prescription?" But I did go to both places. Yeah,
I've never been to
Tijuana. You've been to San Diego, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, now let me tell you about Tijuana. It's kind of interesting. This is really interesting. This is like this is actually newsworthy. Uh, I want to go, like I said, spend the day in Tijuana.
Right.
So um, you there's actually two ways to get there. Now you take like the transit train there. You know, just like it's a typical like a above ground train, like a L or something.
Okay. All right.
So
All
you
right.
go there and you pass by the where the Padres play and everything, and then you stop. The last stop is right at the border, and so there's all these things, that
Mm.
it's you're still in San Diego, but
Okay.
then you could go through some, you can get there's all these people wanting you to get in cabs and they'll take you across, or you could
Mhm.
do. And I said, well, is there a bus or is there? And what happened was, and this is what I did. There was
Uh-huh.
actually like a gate that no one was going through, and you just walk right through that gate. There's no guard there. There's no one to tell you not to go through it. So I was prepared for someone to tell me you don't go through that gate. Just go. And I went to the gate and I went down the stairs, and then
Uh-huh.
I'm basically in Mexico at this point. And
Okay.
then you go maybe 3 or 4 long blocks,
Yeah.
and then you start to see a little bit of activity going on, and then you're in Tijuana where all the restaurants and pharmacies are and
What?
everything. So then, so then you're having a great time. All right, and then
Yeah.
okay, the time is over,
Uh-huh.
and then you say, okay, I'm going to go back to America.
Yeah.
You get into this long line, maybe 2 or 3 hours long.
Oh.
And this is on foot. I'm not talking about in a car. I don't
Oh
know what
my
it is in a car, but on
goodness.
foot. And because a lot of people are just walking like I showed you, or this is a good idea not to bring your car into Mexico. It's best to
Uh-huh.
just leave it in California or Texas or Arizona, and so you walk. I was waiting. I had to have my passport. Had to go through at the time. This is a while ago. This is about 20
Mhm.
years ago.
Uh-huh.
I had to put all my whatever I had, a bag of whatever souvenirs I bought, and send it
Uh-huh.
through the thing. Get checkpoint and everything.
Oh my
And
goodness.
but I mean, it was like getting on an airplane,
Yeah.
but there was none of that leaving America for Mexico. It was
Yeah.
only to go there. So then you finally get where pretty much
Oh
where the
God.
train stopped when you finally get through the
Oh my
customs and everything.
goodness.
But be prepared that you got to spend the whole day there because 3 or 4 of those hours are probably going to be waiting in line to go through. They take their time. They don't.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
just
they
take their
don't.
time, you
They
know.
don't care what if you're in
Yeah,
a hurry or
that's right.
something.
Now, I think I told you about this story one time.
Mhm,
Our other friend Kevin, K
mhm.
Love.
Oh, I know Caleb. Yeah.
Okay, we decided to go to Buffalo,
Mhm.
and this was
Mm,
about I think it was 3 years ago. We went to catch a Buffalo Sabres game.
yeah.
So we go to Niagara Falls. We
Mhm.
got to Buffalo early, around
Yeah.
6 in the morning. It was a Saturday. No, I
Yeah.
think it was Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
Yeah.
We caught a bus, which was running
Yeah.
at 6:30 in the morning. Took
Mhm.
us all the way out to Niagara Falls.
Yes.
So we got to Niagara Falls around 7:30 in the morning. So we're there at the
Mhm.
falls,
Yeah.
watching the falls
Yeah.
go over.
Greatest thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls. Yeah.
Oh, I love Niagara
Yeah.
Falls. So then Kevin and I, we go around and said, hey, let's go sneak into Canada. We got
Yeah.
our passports.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So we walk across the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
We get to this gate
Yeah.
and we just turn the turnstile
Yeah.
and we're in
And you're
Canada.
in Canada.
So the guy, we meet a guard at the
Yeah.
gate. and says, "Yeah,
a Mountie,
Mountie, hey, welcome to Canada. Hey, let me see your passports." So we show him the passports and everything. It's like, hey.
Oh, so he did stop.
Yeah, he did stop us for a little bit, but the guy was real nice. He says, "Hey,
very nice.
Very nice." To say, "Hey, what you hanging around here for?" It's like, we're just walking around, going to see the casinos up there and stuff like that. So, oh yeah. I hope you have a good time and everything.
Yeah.
So he lets us go. We go to the casinos. We didn't bet or anything, but it was the large sports room that we really liked that was up there. So we hung around, and then about 3 hours later, we walked around and got a souvenir. Then we decided to come back.
Yeah.
Now,
Maple Leaf.
The Maple Leafs, yeah. So this is the important thing.
Yeah.
We hit the first part of Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're at the gate again, and we go through the gate.
Yeah.
And then there's another gate.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what the heck is
this?
Get
back into Buffalo.
Yeah, get back to Niagara Falls, get back to New York State. This gate has a toll on it. I'm like, what the heck is this? Wait a minute, I know it's toll to get on the Rainbow Bridge, but I didn't know there was a pedestrian toll to get back into the United States.
Yeah.
It costs 50 cents to get back into the United States.
Canadian money or American?
Yeah.
One way to get rid of your Canadian money.
That's right.
I found a way to get rid of your Canadian money.
What's that?
To drop it in the drop it at the toll booth. Best when there's no toll booth guy.
That's right, no toll booth guys.
Just throw 35 pennies in there. Canadian pennies. With the Maple Leafs on. Yeah.
But that was really strange because we had people coming up behind us and they were shocked, like we were, to say, "Hey, we gotta pay money to get back into our own country."
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So
well, they don't know. They think you're a Canadian.
Yeah. So people were like, "I didn't know we had to get change to do this thing." So luckily they had a change machine.
Yeah.
So you can put your dollar bills in and get coins and stick them in turnstile to go back into America. So we walk across the Rainbow Bridge, go over to the American House, and just like with you and everybody else, we're standing in this long line. And then we come back and it's like, and they ask us so meanly, it's like, what are y'all doing back here in the United States? Well, we just came from Canada. It's like, we're back here now. We're citizens. I mean, it's like, here's our passports. State your business. Well, we're going to the Buffalo Sabres game. What else do you think we're going to do?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're just going to the Sabres game.
Who were they playing?
They were playing
Maple Leafs?
No. They were playing Boston.
Boston.
Yes. And it was the year that Boston won the Stanley Cup.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, I my story. I've been to Canada a few times, and a few times I went through Buffalo, like you said, and I was on a bus. And they stopped the bus, and you have to go through the whole customs thing to get into Canada.
Yeah.
And then the bus went back, and I didn't have to pay the 50-cent toll booth. But you assume that Toronto and Buffalo, when you think of the teams that they play each other, that it's not that far from each other. It's about 50 miles away.
That's all it is.
But I mean, it is 50 miles away, meaning that you don't just walk in the Buffalo into Toronto. You actually have to. In fact,
travel.
I had to go to Brantford, Canada, which is a nice smaller town. It's where Justin Bieber is from. Oh, it's not only Justin Bieber. Wayne Gretzky is from it.
Wayne Gretzky, yes.
Yeah, and I got to meet Wayne Gretzky's father because I had a friend of a friend. Of Wayne Gretzky's father. And I said to the friend, "Do you know Wayne Gretzky?" "Oh, no, I never met him. Too big a star." But I know his dad. He's a hometown guy. A lot of your hometown people, even in Richmond, they if you grew up with them, that's one thing. But then when they come back to town from Hollywood or somewhere, you never really get to see them.
No.
You have to almost go to an event like a ribbon cutting or something, and then you're lucky if you shake their hand.
Shake their hand or anything.
It's almost like seeing Bruce Springsteen in the concert. Yeah, I grew up with Bruce Springsteen, but do you see him now? No. I go to see his concert with the other 10,000 people. He doesn't know me anymore. But anyway, but I never got. I got to meet his dad. Wayne Gretzky, the
The
great
great one,
one's
Wayne
dead.
Gretzky's dad.
The
That's
great Gretzky.
awesome. But that was really weird that we had to stand in line to try to get back into your own
Yeah.
country, even though you got your passports and everything. Oh, it
But they
was.
will let you in, though.
Of course, they'll let you in.
You have
They'll
the
let you in
passport.
eventually. Eventually. Oh, I made a mistake. It was the game against the Washington Capitals. That's who we saw. Buffalo versus
Oh
Washington.
yeah,
And
they won last
yeah, yeah. Oh, well, no, I take that back. 2 years ago.
year. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
That's right. The
St. Louis Blues.
St. Louis Blues won this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Then speaking of NHL, they start this Wednesday coming up. Time of taping. This is Thursday, so 1 week from now, the NHL will start with a 56-game season.
Wow.
Yeah, with different divisions
What
this
is
time.
usually 80?
82.
Okay, not that.
No, not
I mean, not that short. I mean, football, they lasted the whole 16 games.
Yeah, they did. They did. They got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one in the audience. Or barely
No,
people.
no.
Barely. But you watch it on television.
Yeah, we'll watch it on TV. Watch all of it on TV. But they divided up the divisions really oddly this year. There's an all Canadian division.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
All players are Canadian anyway. I always feel that, I think I mentioned this once before, that almost all the players, at least in my day, they're all Canadian. So they would play for these teams like Atlanta and St. Louis and all this. But I know when they were kids, they didn't root for those teams.
No.
So to them, it's actually just just a team that you play for.
Yeah, it's a paycheck.
Yeah, it's a paycheck. It's an exhibition. I always thought it was kind of neat when you went to the hockey game, they would play "Oh Canada," the
Yes,
national
the
anthem,
national
and the
anthem.
American national anthem.
Yes, that is the coolest thing to hear both of them.
Yeah.
But I did one time, I think. No, I take that back. I did go to Toronto to see a game.
Yeah.
And
I
saw it
remember
against St.
told me you
Louis.
were going to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, you were telling us, like in a week you were seeing that.
And that was nice.
Toronto, yeah.
Yes.
Toronto's a nice place.
Oh, it's so nice.
I've been there a couple of times. Yeah.
I love Toronto.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
New York, only nicer.
Yeah.
They have a shoe museum there.
And I've been to the National Hockey League Museum and everything.
I do a show with
thank you.
Mary Elizabeth too, and you both like the Canada Dry. I think if you both went up there, you'd probably drink Canada Dry.
We would. We would.
There'd be no more ginger ale.
They would arrest us for drinking all their ginger ale.
I used to drink Wink, which is a Canada Dry drink, which was a soft drink. But then I found out years later, they sold it as a kid's drink, but it actually was an adult mixer called Tom Collins. It was like a Mountain Dew tasting stuff. It was actually very good. And then I realized if they didn't have Wink, which they don't sell anymore, buy the Tom Collins mix, and then you basically got the same stuff you used to have. And then there was Schweppes.
Schweppes,
That's
I love
out of
Schweppes.
England.
Yes.
That's out of England. Yeah.
I did not know that was out of England.
Yeah.
Okay.
They you go. They have Cadbury is from England.
Okay,
the
Cadbury.
chocolate.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of people really love the Cadbury chocolate because compared to American chocolate, like Hershey. I mean, Hershey is good and all that stuff, bars. But I'll tell you a little story about chocolate.
Yeah.
Cadbury uses real milk. The others don't. And I tell you how it works out. And all chocolate, like if you buy it at a bakery or something, they use, they work hard at making the chocolate good, taste good. And Cadbury still does that. But in the 1800s, when Hershey, I guess Hershey was the first to do this, found out that only rich people could afford chocolate. Well, everyone should enjoy chocolate. Chocolate's a great thing. So they tried to cut corners, and they found that, well, we need the milk to make the chocolate bar and stuff. So they figured out, I think at about this time, powdered milk was invented. So they just added water to the powdered milk and added that. And it's not terrible, but it tastes different. And I'll tell you how it tastes different. If you've ever had powdered milk, like when you were a kid,
yes,
it has a kind of a sour taste to it. So next time you have a Hershey bar or something, especially one that has no other thing, it's just the chocolate.
Yes.
kind of roll it in your mouth and get an aftertaste, you will taste a bit of a sourness
Yes.
that you don't have in the Cadbury. Yeah.
Cadbury is
But as a
very
result,
good.
they kept the price down so everyone could afford chocolate bars, and now it's everyone's favorite candy. It's the only candy I eat is chocolate.
I do love Cadbury,
Yeah.
but I would love to fly to England and purchase some just from the actual
Yeah,
factory.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because probably there is, I think, Cadbury factories in America. They probably make it just like they do with
Yeah.
the Hershey company. I've never been. Have you ever been to Hershey, Pennsylvania? And the
Yes,
Hershey
I have.
Park?
I have. My
Yeah.
parents told me that we were up there when I was like
Yeah.
5 or 6 years
Oh,
old.
you don't remember?
I don't remember, but they had pictures of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm glad they did do that.
They had I remember they had a hockey team in the AHL called the Hershey
Bears.
Bears.
They still do. They still do.
And I said they should call them the Hershey Bars. It makes more sense. They also have in Hershey. Hershey is not too far from the Pennsylvania Dutch, the Amish
Yes.
people. So you go. Usually when people tell me I went to the Amish country, I said you go to Hershey. Yeah, yeah. Of course we went to Hershey. We got kind of tired, not being able to plug anything in. Hershey, they actually have electricity and chocolate.
Oh, oh
and
man,
cars.
and cars. I actually got relatives who do live in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
so they're about an hour away from Hershey. They
Yeah.
live on the east central side of
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, about an hour away from Philadelphia, hour away from Hershey.
Yeah.
So they're in a good spot.
Yeah. I've been to Philadelphia a few times.
Oh yes, a few times.
And I've been to Pittsburgh
states.
once.
Only once?
Yeah, did you like it?
Oh, I like Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, nice town. All those bridges.
Oh, that's what I like. I love bridges.
Yeah.
I really love bridges.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, Pittsburgh's a great place for
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah. Pittsburgh, great. It's on the Ohio River.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the Three Rivers, the Allegheny, the Mahogany, and the Ohio River.
Yeah, the Three River Stadium. Remember that?
Yes, yes.
So I'm sure you're very excited. The Washington Native American team, whatever they call themselves now, sports franchise, won the
Yes,
won,
yes.
won,
The Washington No
but
Names.
they had like a 3-13 schedule,
Yeah.
winning season, and they got it.
They got it. And you know
But all the other teams had a 2
Yes.
and 14 saves. They moved up.
And you know what's really funny,
Yeah.
Ken? It's like the Washington No Names had
Yeah.
2 chances to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And poor Dwayne Haskins, he decided to go on a little bender, and they kicked him off the team
Yeah.
because he went to some strip joint and
Mm.
with no mask. So out he goes.
There you go.
But the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, your team,
Yeah.
they were both in it. Whoever won that game, which was your team, the New York Giants.
I was on the edge of my seat during that Redskins, or at
Yes.
both games actually, but certainly the Reds beat the Washington team.
The Washington No Names.
I don't know what to call them anymore. And so I watched the Washington, and you know, of course, the New York Giants fans are in an uproar because they think that Philadelphia didn't even try to win.
They didn't.
They wanted a higher draft pick.
Yes, they did.
So they basically put out all their. It was almost like an all-star. What's the Pro Bowl? Where it's basically a touch football game.
Yep.
You know, it's nothing wrong with losing, but you gotta. I mean, all the gamblers, their point spread was all messed up because of this. I guess it'll blow over, but right now even the league is mad at the Eagles for just outfitting a lousy team.
Yes.
To go against the Redskins.
Bunch of scrubs.
Yeah.
Now,
they you know, a lot of people, the New York Giants fans like myself, or even Cowboy fans were saying, if the Cowboys were in, they're saying, well, they should have done us a favor and made it more competitive against the Redskins. But then I said, no, they don't have to do anything for the Giant fans.
That's
They don't have
right.
to do anything for the Cowboy fans. They should have done this for the Eagles fans.
And that they did.
Yes.
Now, it's really strange that Washington No Names, they get a first round game at home with their 7-9 record against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Succaneers.
And what's their record?
11-5, I think.
Oh wow.
Or was it 10-6?
Oh, wait a minute. But then they play at home?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which in my this is what
How
I'm
do
going
they
to
how
say.
do they play at home if they have a worser
Yeah,
a
yeah.
worse
A
record?
worse record is because they won the NFC East
Okay.
and Tampa did not.
Oh, they were the wild card.
Yeah, they're the
Tampa.
wild
Okay.
card. But the NFL should change the rules that
Oh, okay.
if you're an under 500 team,
Yeah.
if you're 8-8 and below, no matter what division you win, you should not have a home game.
Yes.
You should go to the higher seed or the higher record
Yeah.
team, which is Tampa, because they deserve to have
Yeah.
that home game with that 11-5 or 10-6 record that they have.
If any of those teams were playing in the NFC East, they would have there
Oh,
would have been any problem with the other
no.
3 or 4 teams. The I like to think that the NFC East was they're such good teams that they
Uh-huh.
couldn't beat each other. They were it was such a hard. But let's face it, under 500, all the other teams are less than 500.
Yeah,
Obviously, the top team was under 500.
yeah.
That if they go in the first round,
Oh well,
it's
hey,
not surprising.
doesn't surprise me. At least we made it, so
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. But they're going to probably get destroyed by Tampa. So what else is new? Tom Brady.
Mr. Brady,
Yes, Mr. Brady. And he's going to come to town and he's going to bring gifts to everybody, just like Santa Claus. Bunch of touchdown bombs. And so
Well,
we got to be careful.
we'll have to wait and see. Let me tell you, my favorite, Tom Brady story about the Giants, the first Super
Yes.
Bowl, and they were
Yes.
undefeated, and the
Yes.
Giants were the wild card, played all their games. They were in the first round, and they kept going and going. They played all their games on the road, and then
Yes.
came, okay, they're going to get slaughtered by the undefeated New England
New England
Patriots,
Patriots, yeah.
and then they won.
And they won. And I'm
And
so
they
happy that they
won.
won. I was so happy for you, Kevin.
Oh well,
And I
I
was
was
so
happy.
happy for everybody else because I didn't want to see New England get that perfect record. We would have never heard the end of
Yeah,
it.
we still listening to the Miami Dolphins, Bob Greasy,
Yeah,
and
Bob Greasy and the gang.
Kick and Zonka,
Oh my
Mercury Morris, all
goodness.
those guys. Yeah,
All them guys.
I actually went through all that. I remember all that season. Yeah, and what they won, that was against the Redskins in the
Yes, it
Super Bowl.
was.
Yeah,
Yes, it
Garo
was.
Yepremian.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
14-7
14-7
game.
game. It could have been a 17-0 game, but the Dolphins were going to win.
Yeah.
It was they. It's only that one play that everyone seems to remember, where he tried to be a quarterback and just couldn't throw it. Yeah.
But it was a close game. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, Washington,
Well,
the no names, did not win that game.
I think Billy Kelmer was the quarterback then.
Yeah.
George Allen was
Allen was coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a Redskin game, and years ago, and George Allen walked through the stands and was waving at
Oh,
everybody. Oh, there's George
cool.
Allen.
Hey, George, how you doing?
George took his picture, and then
Hey, George.
I saw John Riggins was there,
Oh.
but he wasn't as friendly. I think someone shouted out his name. He just turned around and just kept walking. But everyone, recognized him. He couldn't recognize. He had like a mohawk or something. He looked really strange.
Yeah, that was his tough years
Yeah.
right there.
But he was retired though. But he was. But what was famous about that game? It was a Giants game. It was a Monday night football game, and I think I told this once before. I went to get something to eat in the concession, and then when I was walking down, I was wearing this big hat, sort of like what I'm dressed today, and somebody yelled out, "Hey, it's Paul Simon!"
Yeah, you did tell me that.
And they all turned around. I just waved at everybody. So they all told their friends that they saw Paul Simon, even though I was like 30 years younger than him.
Yeah.
He's old, but he was young. Looked young. Now we don't look the same. Well, actually, we probably look closer in age now than we used to.
Well, what's interesting is that the Washington No Names play on Saturday. They're playing Saturday night on NBC, which is unfortunate for a lot of us. We just lost NBC on January the 1st.
Oh, on your local cable?
Yes.
Yeah. How are you going to watch it?
I'm about to go either to a bar.
You go to a bar, yeah, and they'll get it on the satellite.
I thought these stations were untouchable.
Yeah.
Through Verizon, but obviously, I guess not.
I don't know anything about that. I just watch old reruns of Green Acres. They're all on MP3s.
Well, speaking of old shows,
Mm.
I hate to talk about losing people. We lost probably one of my favorite actresses on
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
Oh, Mrs. Howell.
Oh! Oh, but Dawn Wells.
Dawn Wells.
Yeah. I always thought she was the cutest.
Oh, she was something else. She was 82, I think.
82.
And she looked a lot younger. I mean,
Mhm.
she was actually in pretty good health until like that week. She actually did a video thing
Yeah.
saying happy Christmas to everybody. And
Mm.
I mean, she looked not a whole lot. She looked like probably the mother of the character she was, but she didn't look that. 83 is 82 is pretty old. I mean,
Yeah.
old enough to be that girl's like grandmother, but she looked like she looked like that. Yeah.
So,
Dawn Wells was great.
yeah.
She yeah, Dawn. I like Ginger though, and Ginger's the last one that's still
Yeah,
there.
Tina Louise, the last one
Yeah.
standing. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were saying, you know what? It's like if there was a few people we could marry, he told me that Ginger would be the one,
Ginger,
and
yeah,
I told him that I would marry
Marianne, yeah.
Ann. So we actually were thinking about people's like, yeah, what kind of sports stars or superstars, if we ever had a chance to meet him, that we could just give him a ring and just marry him.
Yeah. Well, I think people always assume you could marry certain women. I guess is there any like people in show business or that women that you would like even
Yes.
today that
Yes.
you have your eye on?
Well, today superstars, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I.
In the day, I mean, if they were they were the same age,
Oh yeah, yeah.
not 82, unless you were 82.
Well, you know what? I might be 82. I just look a bit different right now. Once the camera turns off, then everything comes off.
I used to tell people I was younger than my age,
Uh-huh.
but now I tell them like I'm a good 20 years older than they think I am. Because then they say, "Wow, you look really great for your age." But if I told them I was like 25, 26, I said, "Boy, if you let yourself go, you stay out of the sun."
Uh, well, let's see.
What girls do you like? Women do you like?
Let's see. There's a whole bunch. I've always loved. One of my favorites is Lucy Liu.
Oh yeah,
Lucy
Lucy Liu
Liu,
is nice.
she is very nice. And
From Ally McBeal.
yes, from Ally
A lot of
McBeal.
shows,
Yeah,
Elementary, yeah. But I
elementary.
remember her from that show.
Also, when I was in the Navy, you remember that it was a short-lived comedy show, All American Girl, with
Mm.
Margaret Cho. When,
Margaret Cho. Oh,
yeah,
I remember the show. Yeah, with Margaret Cho had a
yeah,
show about her family
yeah,
from Korea living in San Francisco or
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
That was a very funny
Yeah.
show.
You like Margaret Cho?
Yeah, Margaret Cho when she's not,
All those tattoos.
yeah,
Yeah.
too many tattoos now. Poor
Yeah.
thing.
Kind of sad.
It is
Yeah.
sad. It's like you're just marking yourself to show off your art.
Yeah. Like that Memento. What is she trying to remember stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
In backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
A lot of women have tattoos, so I think they
Yeah,
look nice.
yeah.
But Margaret Cho went overboard.
She did. She went
Yeah.
way, way, way overboard. But I still love you.
Yeah.
Let's
Funny
see.
woman.
Let's see. There was a couple of them that I'm trying to remember the names of them. But how about
I
you,
remember
Kenny?
all their names. I think about them before I go to bed at night, and when I wake up in the morning. I okay. There are two women, movie stars that really catch my eye every time I see them.
Uh-huh.
I'll watch them in anything. Amy Adams, very good
Oh,
actress. I mean,
yes,
I mean, they're
yes.
both good actors. The other one is Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
There's
Okay.
some reason. I mean, I can't define it.
Uh-huh.
They're people always say, "What's your type?" And I say they're all my type.
Yeah, they're all my type. Every one of
I
them.
like all women,
Yeah.
but those two women, there must be something. I think a lot of I think the biggest appeal women have to me is how friendly they are, how charming they are.
Yes.
I don't. It's not so much that they are good looking, because a lot of
Yeah.
the Victoria's Secret models are good looking, I think of them as just women on a page. I don't really think of them as flesh and
Yeah.
blood people. Well, Amy Adams and Anna Kendrick, I see on talk shows, and I see see them in the movies, and they seem they have an appeal to me that I like.
I also like Gabrielle Union.
Oh yeah.
She is
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And the one that played Dark Angel. I forgot her name.
Jessica Alba.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Yes, those are two other two I
She
would
was in the
mind.
Fantastic Four movies.
Yes,
The
that's
better one.
right.
The
Those
better
two,
one.
the better one.
Which is kind of a relative term because
Yeah.
neither one was all that great. But it
um,
was much better than the later ones.
yes. Oh my goodness. Definitely
Jessica
down.
Alba's good, and
Yeah.
one thing people always complain to me is you could tell men run Hollywood. I said, how do you can tell? Because when you see guys like um, uh, Jim Belushi and
Mm,
Kevin James and people like
yes.
that on their TV shows with very young, pretty wives.
Yeah.
Fred Flintstone, I guess, started it
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
and Jackie Gleason on the Honeymooners had better looking wives than they could ever probably get.
Look,
Yeah.
it's all fantasy.
My mom told me that the only man on television that had an old wife was Archie Bunker. I mean,
Yeah.
that was more realistic. His
Yes.
wife was old age. Yeah.
Oh, Archie Bunker, All in the Family.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, when I was a kid, and we'll probably dive into this a little
Yeah.
bit more on our next
Yeah.
show. You remember Archie Bunker's Place?
Yes.
I was madly in love with Daniel Brisbois.
Oh yeah. Little
Yes.
girl.
Yeah.
You guess you were a little boy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yes, she actually grew up very good looking. I
Yes.
saw her like on the Howard Stern show. So oh
I,
wow,
I
she's not
saw
pretty
some
well.
of that episode, believe it
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not.
yeah. Yeah. That little girl on the Wonder Years when I was a kid,
Oh yes, I loved her too.
Winnie
Winnie
Cooper,
Cooper,
the
yes.
real life girl, grew up to be a mathematician and
Mm-hmm.
and very smart woman. I mean,
Yes.
she sometimes you might see her on in a movie or a TV show as a guest star,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, "Oh, that's Winnie Cooper," and she
Yeah,
looks beautiful. Yeah,
she does.
because a lot of people let's face it, the difference between a lot of child stars and people and regular people is
Uh-huh.
that they don't seem to have that awkward face. Well, with pimples and the too skinny, too fat,
Uh,
clothes don't fit, hat don't look
yeah.
good, nothing good, haircut's greasy, hair is greasy. I mean, they seem to always look like they just,
Yeah.
the young boy, someone was joking how good looking people are in movies. Somebody said like in the movie Monsters Ball with
Uh-huh.
Halle Berry, she plays
Yes.
this really rough woman, and she won the Oscar. She plays a really rough woman, and she claims at one point to Billy Bob, who plays her boyfriend, and she goes,
Mhm.
I can't, I can't get a job, and I felt like saying, can't you get a job as a model? Some idea of
Oh my goodness.
how rough
How rough her life is,
rough her
right?
life is. She looks great.
Yeah, she looks wonderful. It's like I'd be going to the ring store immediately to give her a ring, you
Yeah.
know. Golly, it's like you look wonderful. You tell me you can't get a job. What's wrong with you?
But they were talking about that. We talked about the honeymooners. What Norton and Jackie Gleason look like.
Uh-huh.
They said that if they had to remake it today, they'd probably get Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio to play the parts. Look how rough they have it. Part of the appeal or the comedy was that they look so much.
Yes, yes.
Laurel and Hardy.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, we gotta dive into that some more
Yeah.
next show.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a few more names I want to give out. I just gotta
No,
remember.
yeah.
They won't come to my head within the next
Yes.
minute. But yes, once again, we want to thank all of y'alls for joining us for the Vinny Mac Show. And
First one of 2021.
yes,
It's a
first
pleasure.
one.
It's
Yes, first one of 2021. And of course, we cannot forget our sponsors.
Oh yeah.
Skunk removing soap. Definitely get rid of them. Yep, gotta get rid of them skunks. Yes, yes, skunk remover.
Good idea.
Gambler Anonymous. Definitely get rid of that. And we actually have a brand new sponsor. It's called Rollaway Vehicle. Yes.
What do they do?
Well, as soon as you hop in your car, you don't have to start it up. It just rolls away.
It's like the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Do you know wonder how strong you had to be to just run and push that
Yes.
cement the
Yes.
cement roller. What they call a car.
Yes. See, that's why I would never get in a fight with Barney or Fred.
Yeah. When I was a kid, you don't. It's a suspension. It's a cartoon, obviously.
Yes.
But it was a suspension. At least I was trying to figure out scientifically how that thing works.
Yeah.
And I was trying to say, well, I guess if you run fast enough, it will move or something. But it'd have to be really fast. And you'd have to have your whole family do it. It seems like they don't, after a while, they don't even run anymore. It just keeps going.
Just keep going. But I'm trying to figure out how can you turn the thing, you know?
Yeah, you never see them turn. You never really see them stop either. Sometimes they put their feet up and
Yeah.
or a dinosaur or something stick their feet
Yeah.
up and stop it.
It's so weird, let me tell you. But
you have a great future, Vinny Mac.
Thank
Just
you.
not in this business, but a great future.
Thank you so much, Kansar. Once again, we say so long to you till our next show. Everybody, please take it easy and be careful. And we will see y'all again on the Vinny Mac Show. Bye-bye for now. Yay.
Here, here.
Let me use the other hand. There we go. You can see it. Bye-bye.